the real movies.
This is high school. I was watching. No opinion.
That would make a better Riddler. Or actually.
I kind of like this one. Who is the ultimate villain? Who not only scared you, but also impressed you with his evilness?
Dr. Doom.
Any genre.
I agree with Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, perfect one. Yeah. Second place, Darth Vader. But
Okay.
Dr. Doom is evil and he is smart and he's got that whole technology and magic thing going. He's very versatile. He's got that cool diplomatic community thing, so you can just keep going. It's untouchable.
If I killed you, I still can't be arrested.
And he's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, completely. Because he can use
Everything
any of
is
that.
Reed Richards' problem.
Yeah, and all that technology, like, other than trying to control the world, he has no other goals, and to get Reed Richards. And he seems to foil
You know what?
getting the world
What he does,
by going after Richards.
when he does conquer the world, he doesn't really want it.
No, he doesn't.
Did you read Emperor Doom?
I read Emperor Doom, and it was a great series. He had the trains running all the time, and he was bored out of his mind. So it was mainly him trying to get, it mainly is him trying to get Reed.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you about Dr. Doom being a good villain. But I just kind of had one problem, and for some reason it just stuck in my mind right now. Anyone remember about 7 years ago, after the World Trade Center went down, they had a Marvel Spider-Man comic book?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, you see Doom with the tear in it.
yeah, that actually kind of bothered me. I just think it was that portrayal of it.
I felt that ruined the character of Doom for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Because I don't see that being something Doom would do. I can't see Doom...
I could see him not liking it.
No, I can't, because
Really? Why?
in my opinion, it's kind of like...
He's never been about terrorism or attacking innocent people.
But he doesn't care if innocent people get hurt. His people, no. Other people, he doesn't care. He thrown the Baxter building into space 3 or 4 times.
It was always empty each time.
But that was
But
him.
that, he doesn't, it's not like he makes sure 100%.
No,
he doesn't
no.
go in room by room, and by here, no, and by here, no. That's just,
housekeeping, you know, like.
No, Dr. Doom should not have cried, I'll admit that.
yeah.
But I think
I had no
that
problem with Kingpin doing it.
Yeah.
And I had no problem with Magneto doing it.
Even though they're humans?
Huh? Yes, even though they're humans. But I had more of a problem with,
Magneto's done stuff like that, though.
huh? Yeah. I know, that's a weird thing.
Maybe he was just jealous, you know? It's like,
I should
damn it, I didn't take him down, you know?
No, because if you ever watch, they always go through the cycle of Magneto going crazier, crazier, saner, crazier, crazier, saner. At that time, he was in one of his more sane moods. Had he been in one of his crazier moods, like if he had done it right after he blew up, did the bridge thing, then I wouldn't have seen him doing it then. Because I really
He
think
would have been to river dancing on top of him.
yeah, it's almost like he's watching a manic depressive when it comes to Magneto. It's like, what's called? He's got certain points where he was good at one point. I mean,
I thought it was just Claremont, but no, no.
yeah. Claremont's got manic depressive issues too.
What was the name of the guy where Magneto was supposed to be like this young, he went back in time, he's like 20 years old, and not back in time, like a younger version of Magneto, I think it was like Joseph or something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
Joseph.
Yeah, it was a clone or what, I don't know the storyline fully, I just remember like, he was like a good, nice and good Magneto, Gavin was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what? I'm gonna come back and be nice and just change my name.
You know what?
I'm James. No, not Gavin, just James. You know what?
Just forget it.
Yeah, I don't know. That was back when I read comics. I didn't know how long ago that shit was.
Yeah.
I think the thing with the Doom, though, especially for that issue, was not really to focus on Doom himself. I think it was the whole concept of what happened. It's supposed to be what touched him. Not really. Yes, it was like out of character for him, but I think it wasn't out of character for Marvel to do that. You know, I feel it's like basically what they were going for was a particular thing that, you know, there's always been that, you know, good versus evil fight back and forth between the superheroes and the supervillains. And for the most part, in most comics, at that time, I'm not talking about what's currently happening in the Civil War, but at that time, it did seem like a lot of the villains did go out of the way not to hurt massive amount of people. You know, if it was a busload of people or whatever, that's fine in that sense. Low numbers are okay. But they didn't deal with they never dealt with big numbers like that before. And I think, yes, it may not have been true to the character of Doom, it was true to Marvel's character to do it that way. Just to show that this is something Marvel's characters, heroes, and villains are all about the fantasy, and this is when real-world stuff touched in to that universe.
I think I would have preferred if they had gone for other villains who were more into.
I agree with the Kingpin because he's New York.
Yeah,
You know.
Kingpin, what's called it? Even to the point of like some of those anti-hero near villain type characters like Juggernaut, Venom, who really what's called they're not.
I'm
really,
about Venom. I mean,
well, Venom has usually been shown that he hates Parker.
yeah, that's it. Just
All he wants is Parker,
Yeah.
but he'll protect the people.
Yeah, he's protected innocence. He's protected kids before. So I can see characters like that
Okay.
doing the whole what's called this is wrong and stuff like that. But see, some of the people who basically are major villains, major terrorists, stuff like that, I just felt that was wrong. It didn't have the right flavor to me.
Well, let's get back to
At least it wasn't Ultron.
let's get back to the question. Like, who do you think is the ultimate villain? I think I already know this one for you.
If we're going for any genre,
Any genre.
I'd probably have to say Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
What's called? I think the fact that he's so urbane and sophisticated and what's called, so almost seeming like he could be like your college professor, your English professor, something like that. And then knowing that he could eat you, that disturbs me greatly.
I don't know, I think the topic may be a little too vague, because I like Doom as the greatest villain, not because I think I'm fearing of him. I think he's just amazing, so I envy him in that aspect.
You wanted to aspire to him? I can get you the mask.
I have the mask, and the cape and the cowl. But anyway, but he's not kidding.
It's like pick up dates.
But,
I made her pick up your daughter in full regalia.
no, but I mean, and then, you know, like I was saying with Hannibal Lecter, you know, then you got creepy villains, and I find him, you know, obviously creepy. As far as like, what scares me, in a sense, the Mothman scared the crap out of me. In that movie, just the concept scared me, you know, and so I would have to say that was like the most scariest villain in that sense. And I don't even know if you call it a villain or a monster. Or just a concept.
Monster or just like an omen.
It was like an omen. And it's just like, you're not too sure what to make of it, and that's what I found scary about it.
I would have to go with George Bush. No.
His viewpoints of Mark is not necessarily the viewpoints of Section 8, or myself, or anyone else, or whoever else is wiretapping this conversation.
Deathstroke the Terminator. Actually, I have
Anyone named Wilson scares you?
yeah. Really, just move over a couple feet. No, I have I guess it's more of a admiration for Deathstroke than a really fear, because I think that Deathstroke, if enough planning, could take out anyone. Mm-hmm. It could, if he like knows, okay, you're who I have to take out. Got it. He took out the entire JLA in like 4 pages in one issue or something like that. Like,
It was bullshit.
But it happened. Whether you believe it was poor writing or not, he's got a point in the sense that it did happen.
It did happen, yes. It was bullshit.
Again, it happened.
And they did end up beating him.
yeah, that's true, but still.
It wasn't like the A-leaguers of, you know, the Justice League.
He did take out a Green Lantern and a Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mirror Master's been able to take out Green Lantern.
Fucking Batman. What was that? When I don't know the comic book that well, but I remember Green Lantern was in Gotham for some reason, and Batman told him to get out, and Green Lantern's like no. So Green Lantern throws a punch at him, and Batman knocks him on his ass, and he looks up, and he's like, "Is that? Oh shit." Batman's holding his ring, and he goes, "Joe, get this back once you leave Gotham." And yeah, Green Lantern is stuck on the top of a roof in the middle of Gotham City. He has no power, and he's like, "Oh shit, what do I do?"
Leave.
It's like you don't mess with Batman.
You take the stairs. For me, it's kind of a toss-up between two people. One that scared me and one that really didn't. I just thought he was badass. The villain I thought that scared me was Jigsaw from
Punisher?
No,
Saw.
Oh, I'm sorry.
John Kramer is his name in the movie.
That is
He was just-
really good one.
He just had. it seemed almost at points like he had no compassion for like people. Like he was so disgusted at how people had turned out that like he's willing to have them go through all kinds of self-mutilation and shit. So that was creepy as hell. But as far as like my favorite villain, I'm gonna have to go with Darth Maul, because like everything about him screamed pure evil. Like he almost never spoke. He had horns and like sharp teeth and.
Right,
It's just-
just,
Yeah, he looked kind of like a
the
devil.
imagery would make.
He had pins in his head. He
Yeah.
didn't even know who he was, and I saw him.
Those guys would just walk down. Yeah, and at the time, he like no one had ever seen a double-sided lightsaber, so I was just like the most badass thing that anyone had. So it's probably one of those two, probably Darth Maul.
And that was the best lightsaber diamond of the Star
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. Yes, it was.
Now, if we're talking
Ever?
about scare factor, I'm gonna go with Darth Vader,
Okay.
because you don't want to be against him, but you don't really want to be on his side either.
Yeah,
Because
you
if
don't
you,
want
if you
to-
fuck up,
You want to know something funny?
I want to disappoint him.
In one of the books that were written after the movie series, they mentioned how if you wanted to advance quickly, you worked in Darth Vader's crew. Because there was constant constant advancements. However, at a certain
Because he
point,
kept killing the lieutenants.
yes. But once you got to a certain point, you realized you had to transfer. Touched on this in one of the books in the military aspect. I was like, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I want to be on your ship till I get to about major. Now I got to go.
It's kind of like leaving Starfleet and getting a red shirt and then put on the Enterprise. You don't want that.
no.
It's like,
The one thing I find interesting about what's called a character from Solo, I felt that I only saw the first one. The great thing about him was we don't even really introduce to actually see this guy until the end of the movie. So his villainy is all through the effects of the victims,
Yeah.
which I think is one of the coolest things. You're actually being scared of a guy who you don't see. You don't know. It's like the whole Jaws effect. You go halfway through the movie before you see the shark, and when it happens, it's impressive.
Yeah.
So I can see where he's a little creepy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's good shit.